Hello, educators. Today's class will be packed with information, so grab your lemonade. Are your classroom rules and consequences effective? Do you feel exhausted from solving every little issue? Do students argue and tattle on one another? Maybe it's not you, it's the list.
Artlist.io.
If you hear yourself correcting students all day long for minor violations of the rules, or have figured out that the consequences don't deter the misbehavior but seem to create other issues, then you're at the right place. In this video, you will learn how to create a classroom agreement that students will honor and why it works, regardless of the student's age you teach. You'll also learn ways to review, refine, and reinforce the shared agreements. My name is Trisha London, and I love teaching and learning. One of my passions is working to improve teaching and learning environments. I've developed a summer series of 5 videos filled with powerful strategies that will support you as you plan for this school year, because I know you want it to be the best one yet. Subscribe to my channel so you'll be notified when a new video is posted. Stay with me today until you've heard all 3 points that are necessary to have a successful classroom shared agreement. A classroom agreement replaces traditional rules and consequences that teachers set before the school year begins. Teachers say, "I've had the same rules for many years," or "the rest of my team uses these rules and consequences." Consider creating a shared agreement as an important first step in managing a collaborative classroom. Teacher-generated lists of rules and consequences primarily serve to maintain control. Control may feel more comfortable for a new teacher, but not so much for the student. Because their voice was not integrated, students are less likely to remember everything and cooperate. Additionally, some items on the traditional list may have never been defined or practiced. One year I asked 9th grade students what respect means. I got everything from "don't talk to me" to "don't wear strong cologne." And I realized we needed to develop a common definition of respect and how to show it. When teachers prioritize the needs of students, it shows that relationships are important. Classroom shared agreements replace teacher-created rules and consequences and represent the needs and values of everyone in the learning environment. Here are a few examples from classrooms that made the switch. A shared agreement is based on understanding one another and is restorative if someone makes a mistake. You will see a variety of formats and titles, but they were all created with relationships in mind. You may also notice how the formats change according to the teaching style and age of the students. Repeat the process for each class. The students and teachers should sign it. New students will also contribute and agree. An area is left for a weekly goal and reminders about what to do when something goes awry. Remember that we are always teaching and practicing new skills until they are mastered. Shared agreements are also effective among teams of teachers and campus staff as they provide powerful opportunities for perspective taking and sharing new ideas about how to resolve long-standing challenges. Just like students, when teachers feel valued and that their voice is heard, they are more likely to feel invested in campus success. How do I actually do this? Let's start with time. If you only have 10 minutes a day for class discussions, don't worry. This is not a one and done conversation. It's a community building process. Organize the process into small chunks of time across the week. The following storyboard illustrates a task analysis of this process. A big component to a collaborative classroom is the furniture grouping. Students may not have mastered yet how to work in a group or manage their own desk space and supplies. Arranging the desks in groups at the beginning of the school year gives the clear message that yours is a collaborative classroom. Students will refine their skills throughout the year, but not if they are sitting in isolation in rows. Creating a shared agreement is a great place to begin teaching those lessons. Collaboration is not a skill learned during one conversation. It's a series of micro lessons that make up a community building process. In the first part of your community shared agreement, your goal is to get the student's voice. You can begin this process with the students seated in small groups. This helps keep everyone more engaged and cuts down on time. Say something like, "We need to decide how we will treat each other in this class. Think about this question. What is one thing that helped you feel safe and ready to learn last year?" For the next 30 seconds, think quietly and write your answer on a sticky note. Then you will share your answer within your small group. Give students a way to decide who speaks first in their group. If you don't do this, they'll all start speaking at the same time. You might say, "Whoever has a birthday closest to today," or "Whoever is sitting closest to the center of the room will speak first." Give them a few minutes to figure this out, answer the prompt, and share their responses in their groups as you walk around listening. Then ask them to share one statement at a time from their group while you record responses on the class chart. Repeat the process until everyone has contributed. Writing all answers on the chart as they were shared prioritizes the student's voice. Your goal during this second part is to whittle this long list down to 4 to 6 agreements or statements and provide context. Select a few responses that need an explanation. For example, one of my Bear students said they felt safe last year when their teacher called on them if their hand was raised. I don't want to promise realistically that I will always be able to call on everyone every time they raise their hand. So I might say, "I will always try to call on you if your hand is raised because I care about your idea and I have to manage our daily schedule to make sure you all learn everything a fifth grade student needs to know. So I have a plan. We will have student teachers this year who may answer a question if I'm unavailable. Of course, you can always write me a note and set it on my keyboard or send it through the digital classroom, or you can just say, 'Mrs. London, can we walk and talk together?' And I will make time to connect with you." Having a plan similar to this will help students understand that they are important, and so is the need to stick to the daily schedule. It will put their mind at ease since they know what to do. Refine the agreement once you have given necessary explanations. This is when you will remove repetitive statements and reword them into affirming language. Show the process of how their responses can be grouped into common themes. Show how the term respect is being defined within the other statements so that it can be removed as a separate statement. This is a great time to develop that common definition of respect. To finalize the agreement, simply rewrite the draft into a final draft, add a section for a goal, and leave space for everyone to sign it. This script might sound like this. Class, we have developed an amazing agreement with 4 important statements that we all agreed to. Does anyone have anything to add that is not part of one of these statements? This is an excellent start to our school year. We will be reviewing this all the time because it's okay to make mistakes while we are learning. Let's all sign it to show that we agree and that we each had a part of developing it. I'll begin. Use affirming language, concise statements, give opportunities for all students to practice new learning, and have everyone sign it. Post the agreement where everyone can see it for easy reference. Review the agreement more frequently when it is new, such as at the end of each class or block of time, but at least once daily. Pause for celebrations and areas for improvement related to the shared agreement. Then set intentions for the next day or class by asking, "How did we do today with our class agreement?" while you move over to the agreement. I noticed a lot of kind words this morning. After class, though, some markers were left out without caps, and some science lab materials were left out. What could we do even better tomorrow? Someone will say, "Use supplies responsibly." Write that goal on a sticky note exactly how it is written on your agreement and place it on the chart. Strive to end each day with calm, connection, and something to look forward to. So, what do you do if your classroom agreement doesn't seem to be working? Maybe it's week 2, and during your personal reflection time, you realize that students are breaking some of the agreements you all made together. Don't panic and don't scrap the process. And don't put up that list of rules and consequences again just yet. Remember, new learning takes time and repetition to stick. Think through your words and plan to get students help with resolving the problem. It's my personal belief that people operate to the best of their ability based on their knowledge and skills at the time. Look at this as a teachable moment. The key is to respond, not react. Plan to revisit the agreement during your next classroom meeting when everyone is rested, fed, and more emotionally ready to solve problems. I have a few of my bear friends here to help me illustrate this part. Start the day by saying something like, "Good morning, scholars. I was thinking about our last class time together and I wanted to share a few of my ideas. Do you want to hear them?" And of course they'll say yes. And now you've shifted the dynamic from assigning blame to inviting partnership. And in a calm, friendly voice, describe what you noticed. I noticed several students were talking over each other yesterday during science time and group work time, and nobody's voice was heard. Then point to the related part of the classroom agreement. Maybe it says something like ours, where it's make time to hear everyone's ideas. This part of our agreement is so important because if we're making time to hear everyone's ideas, it implies that we're listening. Now you have turned your classroom meeting into a time to teach a life skill, attentive listening. Hold a brief mini lesson beginning with student voice. In pairs, ask them to share their experiences of a time when they felt like someone was not listening to them. Then allow a few students to share with the whole class what they or their partner said. You will hear common themes such as they were interrupted, ignored, or the other person was fidgeting. Explain, these are common barriers to communication and everybody does it, even adults. So we all need to practice better communication. Review the classroom shared agreement and make any appropriate changes. To summarize their responses, say, when we look at the person speaking, we show them that we respect what they have to say. When we remain quiet and still, we show respectful listening. And when we ask a question or respond to what someone says, we show that we are respectfully listening because the other person feels heard instead of feeling ignored. Now, everyone in the class has worked together to define specific behaviors that show respectful listening. After these important 5 minutes with the class, the communication will improve throughout the day, and you have reminder stems to refer back to when mistakes happen. Normalize the learning process by modeling and giving students a chance to practice what to say to a peer or to the teacher when a communication resistor happens. Oops, I noticed when I was talking, you were still reading. Oh yeah, I apologize. I'm just trying to finish. Can we talk about it after class? Place a sticky note next to that agreement as a visual reminder. This becomes your goal for the day or week. This is a great way to refine and reinforce the agreement in daily practice. It's unfair to ask a student to behave in a certain way that has not yet been taught. You are teaching what it feels and sounds like to give and receive respect. End the conversation with encouragement. Thanks for thinking this through with me. Let's keep this in mind today and notice how our communication improves. When students feel heard, they feel valued and respected, making them more likely to be engaged, cooperative, and feel safe while learning. Consider replacing traditional rules and consequences with a shared classroom agreement as a foundational step to building a collaborative classroom. My goal is to help build classroom cultures with you that are rooted in curiosity, strengthened by connection, guided by compassion, and driven by high expectations. Comment below to share how you think this process could transform your classroom culture, or if you already have created one, let me and other viewers know how your classroom shared agreement has already made a difference.
Checklist.io.